Morning, everybody. It's New Year's, so happy 2018. Right now, I brought a little thermometer in here so I can see exactly how cold it is. Right now, we're at 6.7 Celsius, which, according to the little conversion unit, is about 43 degrees, and that's on the inside. I think it's like 12 Fahrenheit outside, so yeah, it's pretty cold. You will not be seeing me working in a Speedo today. You're welcome. I have all the heaters running, just trying to keep up, and today we're going to try and finish the 737 build. And I don't know if we're actually going to make it, but we'll do our best. I still have some parts I got to run on the 3D printer, and it's so cold I don't know if I think I may have to take it into the house and run it off there. Alright, so where we're at today, we have our fuselage that I dry fitted together. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take all the dry fitted parts, separate them, and get ready to glue them together. I went ahead last night and I redesigned the wing fairing so that it will actually fit, and we're going to cut that here in just a second. I also drew up the wing spars and the supports for that, so we'll also be cutting that at the same time. And we also have to cut new wing roots because the fairing that they were designed for didn't fit on the airplane. So needless to say, there is quite a bit of work yet to be done. Having said that, I think we ought to be able to at least get the structural elements knocked out today, and just have the the linkages and the wing connectors left when I'm done today. That's what I'm going for. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and we'll get started cutting parts and assembling. So here we go. Hey guys, just wanted to real quick go over a couple of things on the build. As you can see, we've made some major progress. I've got the inboard wings done. They're ready to go. It's getting really cold in here. We're down to like 20, 25 degrees in here, and it's getting so cold that the foam is cracking when I bend it. So I'm having to put tape on there. So I'm not going to be here much longer tonight, but I got a couple more things I want to get finished. So we've got the inboard wing panels done. They are, oh, no, they're dry. So I put a little bit extra Gorilla Glue in the interior of the wing, if you can see that there. I may end up using this aircraft as a test bed for my flap mechanism that I'm designing for the 3D printer. If I can get my new printer here at some point, then I'll go ahead and try that out, and we may add flaps to it later. So this will actually add a little bit of beef to it if I choose to add flaps to it later. That's the old one. As you can see, we've got the middle sections just about ready. We've got our new wing fairing. Nose section is pretty much done. I've got the V-tail all glued together, and it came out pretty nice actually. And I got the servos installed on that, and the wiring run through it. So actually I can go ahead and peel that off. All I really need to do to this thing at this point is install it and then hinge the rudder vaders and install the linkages. So this was quite the challenge, as I'm sure you all can imagine. This will get installed in the tail. I don't know if it's going to happen tonight or not. We'll see. So, done. One thing I did want to share with you real quick. Oh, I've got the rudder vaders here. They're ready to be hinged and installed. So with the wing, we've got the inboard panel, which has 2 foam spars, and that's all it's going to have for structure there. And then it's going to have a plate that rides here out of 1/8" ply, and that's going to be used to support the engines. On the outboard wing, I wanted a little bit of stiffness to the spars. Since I only have one, what I did was I took some carbon fiber strip and I glued it to the spar so that when I put the spar in here, it'll flex, but it should offer it a little bit more stiffness than just the spar on its own. So we're going to go ahead and glue this and close. We're going to close up the outboard wings tonight, and I'll probably call it an evening there. Alright guys, KFC here. It is, yeah, I can't feel my fingers anymore, so I'm calling it a night. However, we've made a lot of progress here. It's really coming together nicely, and there's not a whole lot more I need to get squared away before I can start the final assembly. Right now where we're at is wing panels done, outer wing panels done. I've got a few wood pieces to cut. I've got the nacelles to assemble, and I've got all those cut out, and they're ready. So tomorrow, once I get back from work, I'm going to start in on the wood pieces. I need to make myself a pair of motor mounts that are going to go in here, and we're going to have the motor sitting just about like that, and then we'll have the prop on the front of it. I know it's kind of ghetto, but what are you going to do? If I had EDFs that were sized for this, I might use them, but they'd be higher cell count than I want to use anyway, so yeah, I think I'll pass. I'm going to be running it on a 3S 2700 40C pack for both motors. I think that ought to be plenty, given that motors are only going to draw about 23 amps a pop. And that's at maximum throttle, which I won't need to run it at all the time, hopefully. Weight is going to be the next consideration. My plan here was for 3 pounds. Alright, so right now that's 27.9 ounces divided by 16. Right now we're about at 1 3/4 pounds. Yeah, I don't think 3 is shooting for the moon here. I think that's extremely doable. I may even be able to keep it down to 2.5. So, weight considerations, I think we're doing just fine. As I said, tomorrow we're going to do the wood. We're going to start doing the wood parts. There's not many of them. It's just a few pieces. And once we get that squared away, I'm going to start putting the tail together. That's going to be the really tricky part because the shape is complex. There's a lot of pieces to it, and it has to be assembled in a very specific order, or it won't go together at all because of the V-tail. It has to get assembled from the bottom up and around the tail, and that's going to be interesting to get it aligned right. So that may take a day to get the tail assembled. Realistically, I think I got 3 evenings worth of work here. That's probably a fairly accurate assessment of what I got left. One for the wood parts, one for the tail, one for installing the aileron servos, the electronics, and a battery compartment. And that ought to have it ready to fly. So we are on track for the chili fly-in this weekend. For those of you at the patch, I'm coming, get ready. And if you have any questions about the build or anything, feel free to leave a comment on either RC Groups or Facebook, where both of the threads are. Having said that, again, I'm freezing my ass off, so I'm going to call it a night. Good night, guys.